And I wanted to put some things into context as far as Juneteenth and why we're out here. Before I do that, I want to welcome a special guest. You guys, we're thankful that Don Blagrove and Dr. Materian joined us today. We also have a visitor from the Sheriff's Department. If you're wondering who he is, he's the angry-looking guy in the black shirt in front of us. His name is Lieutenant Sean Swain. I want you to talk to him. When I asked him why he was here, he said he's here to fact check us.
No, fact check you, sir.
He said he's here to fact check me. When he said that, he had a sheriff's emblem on his chest and a gun on his hip. I want you guys to say, hello, Lieutenant Swain.
Hello, Lieutenant Swain.
I want you to say, this is not China, Lieutenant Swain.
This is not China, Lieutenant Swain.
I want you to say, this is not a dictatorship, Lieutenant Swain.
This is not a dictatorship, Lieutenant Swain.
I want you to say, we shall not be moved, Lieutenant Swain.
We shall not be moved, Lieutenant Swain.
I want you to say, we shall not be intimidated, Lieutenant Swain.
We shall not be intimidated, Lieutenant Swain.
And we want you to take that message back to Sheriff Ennis Wright. Thank you.
Please, thank you.
Do I have the opportunity to speak?
No. Okay, so I asked him to leave, he didn't, so I had to welcome him. Let me put things back into context as far as why we're here.
How many people are in
All right, so this is, sir, please don't, you're not, this is a peaceful assembly. This is a peaceful assembly. We shouldn't have anybody from the Sheriff's Department that's here to interrupt, right? So please leave, like I asked you to do about 30 minutes ago. Call Sheriff Ennis Wright. Ask him why he failed to put out a policy going back 90 days to March. Ask him why he refuses to allow everyone in the detention center to have masks. If he tells you he doesn't want them clogging up the toilets, tell him that's BS. Tell them they deserve a chance to live and a chance of survivability. Do not yield on that. They deserve human rights just like everybody else out here. Tell them we want testing for everybody in the facility. Tell them the fact that there have been cumulatively 33 cases, documented cases, according to DHHS, of COVID in this facility. That is cause for them to treat this like an emergency and test everybody.
That's right.
Right now, there's nobody in there positive.
Tell them that because we have had 33 and because the disease is asymptomatic in nature and up to 30 to 40%, that we don't buy that BS. Lieutenant Swain?
Asymptomatic doesn't pass on the... Asymptomatic doesn't pass on the... Asymptomatic doesn't pass on the...
We don't buy it. Until
Yes,
you
it
test
does.
everybody, don't feed us BS.
Can you
We're not
talk to a
falling for it.
scientist or a doctor, sir?
Asking the right question. Lieutenant
That's
Swain,
symptomatic.
how many people are currently detained in your facility?
Last time I checked, 535.
How many of those people have been tested for COVID-19?
The ones that show...
How many people? That's a simple question.
Everybody that shows...
How many people have been tested?
I can get the number from Major...
So you don't know.
No, ma'am.
So the answer is something short of everyone.
That's right.
Is that correct or
I
not?
talked to Dr. Green about testing everyone. Hold on, let me finish.
The
He
answer
doesn't have
is-
enough tests for
The
everybody.
answer is right now that something short of every one of the 500 some odd people have not been tested. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I also want to ask you, or clarify, because I thought I heard you say that asymptomatic people do not pass on.
That is the latest that the WHO has put out.
That's wrong.
That is absolutely incorrect.
That's
That is
wrong.
not true. The WHO, and let me be clear, within hours of issuing a statement where they said it was less likely for asymptomatic people to pass on, they reversed that position.
Yes.
So, let me be clear. Just because a person is not symptomatic does not mean that they cannot be carriers. However, the fact that you have had 38 people in this facility who have been contaminated, who have tested positive, I want to ask you another question. What are your cleaning capabilities? How often are you sanitizing your facilities?
have to confer with the mayor.
So the answer to that question is you don't know. So as you stand here and act as though because you have zero, but you aren't doing any testing. You aren't doing any testing. So to say that there's no one positive
We'll know in 14 more days.
is disingenuous at best. What I would rather have you stand there and say is that we don't know how many people are infected, and we will know in 14 days. But had I not challenged you, you would have stand here and fact checked my friend Sean and said 0. Because that's what you just said.
Well, the DHHS reports 0. There's no outbreak in this jail.
But you have outstanding tests.
I don't know that we've tested anybody, man.
Okay, so again, we are being offered information that, because since we're doing fact checks, we are being offered information as truth
That has not been fact
that is
checked.
not verifiable.
That's right.
Yes or no?
I'm telling you, our number right now is 0. No proven possible tests.
How long? Again, how many people have you tested?
I would have to confirm with
You don't know. How long have you been testing?
You don't.
Since it started. And how many people have you been testing again since it started? I already know the answer is you don't know.
It's a number I have to check. Ma'am,
But
if
you
would
don't
have-
know.
If you had emailed me prior to that, I would have been happy to answer.
But you know what? I wouldn't even have asked you had you not stood there and put up that 0 sign in front of this press to act as though your facility was clean. Because you don't know that your facility is clean. And if you were, and you're right, I don't know that. But I didn't say that you have infected people in there right now.
But see, you're portraying that we...
And you are portraying that you do not. That's what 0 means.
And we
Right?
don't know.
So, again, what's his name? Swain. Lieutenant Swain, if you were going to come all the way out here and use taxpayer dollars to stand and police these peaceful protesters, the least you could have done was come armed with the data to support your position. But you didn't even have enough respect for the people of Fayetteville who pay your salary to come out here prepared.
This isn't costing me
And
anything.
and what you are doing, sir, you're standing here right now with no real information and no real concern about really addressing the public's concerns. Is what systemic racism looks like. It is what institutional racism looks like. It is what white privilege looks like. This is what it looks like, sir. And if you can't recognize, and I know that Ennis is black. I know that Ennis Wright is black. But trust and believe that all folk, just like all of nothing is true. All of no one is a friend. Just because we look alike isn't enough. And the fact that you would even attempt to raise that further supports the fact that you stand here rooted in your white supremacy.
No, ma'am.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Ma'am, we tried
gonna
to
get this
schedule
back.
appointments. We tried to...
And Lieutenant Swain, you should have walked away when you had opportunity. I asked you to leave. You didn't have to get that scunion. You didn't know our big sister was going to be here from Raleigh. Thank you. Thank you. And the fact of the matter is we will continue to protest peacefully and nonviolently. We have the right to do that without intimidation from any local law enforcement. And I hope that the message that Lieutenant Swain takes back to his leaders is that you don't have a place or don't have a voice in protests like this, unless it's to stay back and make sure that we're safe. That's about it. Okay?
We have a right to remain silent.
You do.
Can and will be used against you.